of people are worried about the risks of leaving the EU. You might be thinking, it's not ideal, but is it worth leaving given the uncertainty of change? I would like you to think for a minute, how bad would it have to be for you to choose to leave? Knowing the point at which you would walk away is very useful. Well, let's start with the cost. If it cost 2 billion a year, would you leave? 4 billion? 6 billion? How much? What about the perks for Eurocrats? What if they consistently gave themselves very generous salaries? What if the commissioners also got private jets? What if none of them paid the full rate of tax? How many lobbyists in Brussels would you be willing to accept? 1,000? 5,000? 10,000? Net migration might not concern you that much, but how big would it have to be for you to want to leave? The size of Oxford every year? The size of York every year? The size of Cardiff every single year? What proportion of our laws would you be willing to accept from unelected officials? 10%? 20%? 30%? If it's the occasional bad law, you might be understanding, but where would you draw the line? Would you leave if it gave subsidies to tobacco companies? What if it put tariffs on African products, effectively keeping the poorest poor? What if its policies led to greater unemployment across numerous countries? Would you go then? What if it removed democratically elected heads of state from office and replaced them with Eurocrats? Well, may be okay if they were very dodgy, maybe, but what if they did it a second time with someone less dodgy? What if they tried to do it a third time but only got stopped after 1 million people marched in support of their government? What if it formed a small army? What if it wanted to grow the army? What if the president said it was needed to fight the resource wars of the 21st century? Would you leave then? What would it take for you to want to leave?